He tells parables against those with the power to kill him. And ultimately, they convince one of his own disciples to betray him. So then the readings shift from arriving as a king to, well, the logical consequence of arriving into the capital as a king when another empire is in charge, being executed as a traitor and a rebel. In church, I read the entirety of whichever passion narrative it's the year of, in this case, Luke. And we see when we read this whole story how quickly everything happens. Within 24 hours, Jesus has been betrayed, arrested, tried, sentenced, executed, and buried. A lot has been made of that speed, but remember, Jesus had very publicly done everything that they needed to make Jesus' execution happen. And for a lot of people, that's really the end of the story. A guy went out of his way to look like a rebel against Rome, and he was killed as one. Sure, he taught some good things like loving your neighbor and treating people well, but ultimately, that's all he was. Jesus lived, he taught, he died. And even for Christians, until next Sunday, this is where the story pauses. For Christians, though, this day, Passion Sunday, means a bit more than just the death of a human. It means the death of God. But I'll talk more about that on Friday in the Good Friday video. For now, it's important to reflect on Jesus' death. I think too many Christians like to skip over the cross and death of Jesus and treat it as just part of the journey to an empty tomb. But I'd argue that cross is the whole point of what Jesus did, which is essentially what Philippians 2 argues. The second person of the Trinity, the Son of the Father, set aside all the godness that he had to become a human and to die. And that's a sort of humility that Jesus' followers are supposed to have. A humility that loves others, that does no harm to others, that seeks to act in ways that actually does good for those around us. And that humble love is ultimately lived out in the example of Jesus on the cross.